We're back. Hi, everybody. So if you're just watching this replay, thanks for joining us. This replay will be on Facebook in the Whole Brain Teaching section forever. So you can watch this as many times as you need. What we're going to be talking about today is Whole Brain Teaching and Class Dojo. So when you jump on, I see there's a couple of you live already. Awesome. Go ahead and put in a comment where you're from, what grade you teach, whether or not you use Class Dojo, and that'll kind of help me answer your questions as we go through. You can post some questions too, and I would be happy to answer them. I know we're going to have some great Whole Brain Teaching staff members that are going to be watching too, so they can help answer your questions also. So those of you that are just jumping in, welcome. This is Whole Brain Teaching. I am Sarah Meador, the Associate Director for Whole Brain Teaching, and we're going to be talking today about Class Dojo and Whole Brain Teaching and what you need to know to kind of merge these two systems together if it's something that you're wanting to do. As with everything Whole Brain Teaching, you know, there's hundreds of Whole Brain Teaching strategies. We did reach out to Class Dojo as we saw there was kind of a really interesting connection that we could make, and they gave their blessing for us to integrate their technique into Whole Brain Teaching and integrate their software, into Whole Brain Teaching, and that's what we're going to talk to you about today. So put in the comments where you're from, what grade you teach, and we'll let a few more people jump in, and I'm really interested to see who's all watching with us today. So I see Rhonda and Andre and Nancy and Heidi and Stephanie and Julie. They're all part of our executive board and our staff members, so they're going to be great at answering all your questions today. And I love seeing all those hearts popping up. I haven't done a live in a really long time, so I'm going to be rusty. So give me some of those hearts. That'll help me feel better. And I can't see comments. I know there has to be comments, but I can't see them, so maybe those will pop up in a little bit. But for those of you that are just joining us, I love those hearts. Thank you for that. For just joining us, my name is Sarah Meador. I am the Associate Director for Whole Brain Teachers of America. I'm in my classroom right now. We are just finishing our spring break, so I have to go back to work tomorrow. I teach middle school science in a small school in Northern Illinois. I'm going to move my camera a little so the light from the window isn't being so wonky. I've been a staff member, an executive board member, and a user of Whole Brain Teaching for a long time, and I cannot imagine teaching without it. So I hope that you're the same way, and if you're new to Whole Brain Teaching, then maybe you'll learn a little something new today. I do wish that I could see your comments, and I'm not sure why I can't, so I'm going to open up something different here that maybe I can see your comments on, because I want to be able to answer your questions while I'm talking. So I'm going to multitask for a second and try to solve this problem. It's the same with technology, isn't it? When you want something to work, it never works the way that you want it to. So I'm going to try and... For just joining us, my name is Sarah Meador. So I'm going to multitask for a second. I can hear me talking. Try to solve this. Very strange. All right, so this is the part of the video where you're getting your coffee. You know, it's 4 o'clock in Illinois right now, but I still love to drink coffee all day. I don't know if you guys are the same way or not, but that's me. All right, so now I'm seeing some comments. I see Amber from Dayton, Ohio. You love Class Dojo. I see Allie, 2nd grade. I see Rhonda. I see Coach. Hi, Coach. I hope I'm making you proud today. Probably not, as I'm super stalling. But now that I can see some comments, that makes me happy. So hello from Columbia. You're an English teacher in 3rd grade. Welcome, Claudia. So we are talking Whole Brain Teaching in Class Dojo today. I said hello, Coach B. I can't believe you're here and you're watching me, and I hope I'm making you proud. It's 11 p.m. there, Gemma. Holy shnikes. Left or right on your screen? Well, see, I'm on a computer, so I can't swipe anything. Otherwise, I'm going to lose you. But I got my comments up. I got my phone. I'm multitasking, see? So I'm viewing. Hi from Houston. All right, so we're going to go ahead and jump in and get started. Talking Whole Brain Teaching in Class Dojo. First of all, let me tell you that Whole Brain Teaching has a website. If you haven't been there lately, go there. It's WholeBrainTeaching.com. One of our thanks, Coach, so proud. One of our core missions is that we provide professional development for free for teachers. So teachers will never pay for anything. All the executive board members, all the staff members are all working teachers, and we do this because we love teaching, because we love reaching out to teachers that need support And that's what we believe in. So WholeBrainTeaching.com, you'll find everything that you need there. All of our free ebooks are linked. They're on Teachers Pay Teachers, but they're for free. All of the strategies that Coach has developed that we've all tested in our classrooms are all there. You can find everything there. So anytime you are listening to a teacher who's complaining that she's or he is burnt out, that they're not sure what to do, direct them to WholeBrainTeaching.com, because when I hear a teacher who is burnt out, what they need are more strategies to help them bring joy and excitement and fun back in the classroom. And that's what whole brain teaching is. It is a game that we play. It is something that helps me laugh all day long and get to know my students individually, and play a game with them, and make learning fun. That's what my hope is anyway. And I hope that's the kind of classrooms that we all want to have, a place where students want to come to. No matter what grade level. And that's another great thing about whole brain teaching, is it's kindergarten through 12th grade. I hear a lot of upper grade teachers saying, oh, I think it's only for elementary. And I have heard some elementary teachers saying, oh, I think it's only for upper grades. And so it just really depends on, your worldview, but it's for everybody. It's for college too. It is a kinder through 12th grade game. And that's what makes it so amazing. Whether you're special ed, whether you're gifted, every student can benefit. And the Super Improver team that Coach has developed is kind of the leader of the pack. It's the thing that if you do nothing else whole brain teaching, Super Improver team is where you should go. It's why it's #1 in the Fast Track book. If you haven't gotten the Fast Track book yet, I'd highly suggest it. It's a really short, easy read. You don't have to get it because everything is available on the website, but it really does a great job of explaining how to integrate all these things into your classroom. And if you want to do the fast track, Super Improver is #1. So here's the basic idea on Super Improver. We want to change our goggles. We want to stop looking for attainment and start looking for improvement. And if you do nothing else, if you want to start making changes in your classroom and you do nothing else, this is the change you need to make, is to make the change away from attainment and towards improvement. Because no matter where your students come in, we want to see where they're at. We want to see where their level is, and we want to raise them up. Whether they're special ed, whether they have learning impaired needs, whether they're gifted, no matter where they are in the spectrum of learning, when they come to your class, we want to find where they are and we want to raise them up. And so we need to change our goggles. Instead of looking for who has all the right answers, we want to look for who has more right answers today than yesterday. Instead of looking for perfect paragraphs, we want to look for who has a better written paragraph than they had yesterday. No matter what we do, if that's it, that is the big, huge change that we as teachers all need to make. So we need to stop rewarding and acknowledging attainment, and we need to start rewarding and acknowledging improvement. That is the big change. Oh, Coach, see, that it all comes from Coach. Big change. Don't reward for ability, reward for improvement. Improvement, not ability. That is the buzzword. Keep saying it over and over in your head. And so how do we do that? How does the Super Improver work? Well, the basic strategy is you have students all starting at the turtle level. So for K through 5 teachers, we have 13 levels that we put on a vertical display in your classroom. And down at the bottom, it starts with turtle, and it goes all the way up to peregrine falcon. If you're a 6th through 12th grade teacher, you have the same 13 levels, but we call them something different. We use a sports theme. So we start with the scrub, and we end with the living legend. And so 13 levels, you have a vertical display in your classroom showing all the levels from turtle all the way up to peregrine falcon, or from scrub all the way up to living legend. Some awesome teachers out there also have a horizontal display. Heidi Martin, I know, has a wonderful one where there's a horizontal display all around the top of your classroom, because in the turtle to peregrine falcon levels, the levels change and they're ordered depending on the speed of the animal. And so peregrine falcon is all the way up there at 240 miles per hour. So every improvement students make, they're inching their way up towards a peregrine falcon. And yes, Coach, thank you. This is growth mindset, where every student can learn, every student can improve, and we want to get students thinking in that way also. And David, it is my favorite whole brain teaching strategy too. Absolutely. It is. That's why it's #1. So when we're changing our mindset and we're focusing on improvement, the way that we use that in the classroom to help motivate our students is every improvement that we see, they earn a star. And so in the regular Super Improver, no Class Dojo, just regular Super Improver, every student also has a card on the wall with their name on it. And every time we see an improvement, that student gets a star. And there's lots of examples out there. Go to WholeBrainTeaching.com. You'll see an explanation of all of this. We have teachers that use stickers or use dry erase markers or use just stars with a marker. Any way you want to do it. A kid has a card, their name's on it, they show an improvement, they get a sticker on their card or a star on their card. And when they get the right number of stars, they move up a level. So when you have the level cards on your wall, you make a big show. When they've reached the right number of stars to move up a level, you rip their card off the wall, you spin it around, there's a party, you do some chants, you staple that card to a letter, you send it home to the parents and you say, wow, parents, you will never believe what your kid has done. They have made this many improvements. And what a great positive connection to go home, to have that student be able to send that letter home. So WholeBrainTeaching.com has an explanation of how to do all of this, but that's the basics. Is the kid has a card, their name is on the card, every time they have an improvement, they get a sticker, they get the right number of stickers, they move up a level, which means they now get a new card. Their card was white because they were a turtle, now it's a different color because they're at a different level. That's the basic idea. So now, rubbing your hands together, tell your neighbor, oh, sweet mama, I can't wait to hear how we're going to use Dojo to jack this party up a little bit. Tell your neighbor right now, oh, sweet mama. So how we use Dojo is, first of all, let me say this. You can use Dojo or not use Dojo. It is totally up to you. I was having a conversation with Coach about how many teacher friends of mine are required to use Dojo. And how they just weren't sure how to use it with fidelity, how to use it in a way that would help motivate students. If you're not sure, I love that, oh, sweet mama, Gemma. Thanks, Stephanie, oh, sweet mama. If you've never used Dojo before, it's a wonderful way to connect with parents. It has a great homeschool connection. It's a wonderful way to get all parents involved. But I have heard some teachers who just feel like they aren't using it to the best ability, and they definitely aren't using it with the philosophy of Super Improver in mind. And that's when our aha moment came with, what if we could combine this idea of Super Improver with Class Dojo? So again, if you go over to WholeBrainTeaching.com, under the freebies menu, if you hover over the freebies menu, you'll see a drop down with a whole bunch of other freebies, and the top one in that row says WBT plus Class Dojo. So all of these directions are right on that website. But the basic idea, that's what we're here for today, is the basic idea is that instead of having, or in addition to having, it's however you want to do it, we'll talk about that in a minute, but instead of having individual student cards on your wall, every student has a Dojo avatar. So if you're familiar, it's been a long day, with Dojo, every student has their own avatar. And if you normally use Dojo, normally use Dojo, the avatars are already made for you and they're cute little fuzzy animals. But what we've created for you and is available, of course, for free at WholeBrainTeaching.com is custom avatars that line up with WholeBrain Teaching Super Improver team. So you can really easily upload all of those avatars into Class Dojo, and now you can set every student in your class as a turtle. And now instead of giving them a star on their card, you simply tap their Dojo. Now this is wonderful, and this is kind of where it comes from, is there are some teachers who aren't able to use the wall space to have each person's individual card. And so for some teachers, doing Super Improver in the class display is not a possibility. For some teachers, they work on a cart. For some teachers, they just don't have their own classroom. They're swapping in and out. For some teachers, they just don't have the wall space to use. And so this is an alternate idea that you can use if you'd like to. And so I know a lot of teachers who put Dojo up on their smartboard, and so they work their day with their smartboard as their wall display. And so you can use Dojo that way. Instead of giving out a star, you simply click their avatar. And then once they've reached the certain number of points, you go in and change their avatar. And how to do that is all right at WholeBrainTeaching.com. Once you've uploaded those avatars all in from the Super Improver, it's 3 clicks. You click edit, you click their name, you click their image. Okay, it's 4 clicks. Click edit, click their name, click their avatar, and you click the new avatar. So they'll go from turtle to the next level, to the next level, to the next level, all shown on the Class Dojo screen. So it's a really simple change from a wall display, stars or stickers, to a Class Dojo, and it's all the same idea. Now here's what will truly blow your mind. In Dojo, there is an option of giving positive points or negative points. But with Super Improver, this is the ticket. With Super Improver, there are no negatives. There are no negative points because all we're focusing on, our goggles are pointed so laser beam focused at improvement, and that is all we are awarding points for. So there are only positive points. There are no negative points. And if you're interested, at the same Whole Brain Teaching website, under the freebies, click on Class Dojo. There's also an amazing parent letter that was written by Nancy Stoltenberg that you can use to send home and let parents know we are using Dojo for our Super Improver. We are focused on connection. Am I back? Am I here? Can you still see me? Am I still here? Give me a yes if you can still see me, because my connection just went crazy. All right, see, my computer's mind was blown too from all of this amazing positivity, because that's what this is all about. It's about positivity. So let's recap. And here's the big ideas. You have a 13-level vertical display. Your students will all start, thank you, Jamie. Your students will all start at that bottom level at the beginning of the year. They all start as turtles. And after the certain number of improvements they need to make, they will move up a level. Now, to award improvements, awesome, thank you guys. To award improvements, you can award stickers, you can award markers, stars on their card, or you could click their dojo. That is up to you. Now, if you really like your wall display, which I really like my wall display. I teach middle school, so I don't have individual cards anymore, but my first year I did it, I did use individual cards. I had 153 students, so I had 153 individual cards on my wall, and it was hard sometimes to not go crazy with that many, but I did it, and I love that personal connection that it gave me. And I forgot where I was going because I got so excited about it. But if oh, that's what I was going to say. Okay, it's time for me to go. If you love your wall display, you can still keep it up on your, see this up on your wall display. Those are my children. And you can use Dojo as an extra jazz in the afternoon or when you need it. So you can include it however you would like to include it. It is just another option in the plethora of whole brain teaching techniques. Oh, Coach said, how about using with a cell phone? Yes, if you do not have a display or a smartboard, there is an app where you can absolutely use your cell phone, which is great if you are walking in the hallway and you want to award some Super Improver stars like that. And there is something to be said for modeling good use of technology in the classroom. And what a great way to model technology use in the classroom than to use your phone to acknowledge someone's improvement and to celebrate someone. I think that is a wondrous use of technology in the classroom. I have 7 classes of cards, Gibbs Knight says. Yes, I had so many. So what we changed it to several years ago is that if you have a huge number of students, if you're in a middle school or high school, if you're departmentalized, you can, instead of doing individual students, you can do period versus period. So now instead of having every individual student, I have period 1, period 2, period 3, and they play against each other. So every student in the class is playing for the same team, still focused on improvement. So one student's improvement could earn the entire class a star. And so we play period versus period instead of individual students. And again, all of that is detailed at WholeBrainTeaching.com. And David is right. There are no Whole Brain Teaching police. So you tweak it and change it for whatever works for you. Do you have the, replying to Stephanie. Karen says, what about new students? Do they start at the turtle level? That is a great question. What has worked really well is to start any new students at a level equal to about the average of where the rest of your class is at. So if, you have, let's say, a new student in February, and most students are from turtle to peregrine falcon, they're right about in here, your new student will start right around in there, and use your professional discretion as to where they should start. Definitely not at turtle, but start them somewhere around the middle. Allison says, my students love watching the stars added to their online account almost more than looking for new stars on their card the next day. That's cool. How do we subscribe? Ooh, Coach, great question. How do we subscribe to these videos? So usually every Sunday there is a new video that Coach does, and he is way more amazing than I am, so make sure you check out his new videos. But if you look in the upper corner of your screen, you're going to see 3 little dots, and when you click on those 3 little dots, you can save the video if you want to make sure to find it again, or you can turn on live notifications. So don't forget to turn on your notifications so that you'll get notified when the new videos go up. So that's really all I wanted to say about Dojo and Whole Brain Teaching, but I will stay on to answer any questions that you have, and we can go from there. So just don't forget that it's WholeBrainTeaching.com. Everything Dojo and Super Improver related can be found at WholeBrainTeaching.com in the freebies menu. The majority of your students have made it to the top, then what? Ooh, great question, Kurt. So the great thing about Super Improver is it is limitless. So there is no ceiling. So once they've made it to Peregrine Falcon, they continue earning stars on that Peregrine Falcon card. And you can do different things with it. For the upper grades, when we end at Living Legend, students or classes that end at Living Legend get their picture taken, and it goes up on my wall, and I keep it there forever. And the more stars you get, oh, thanks, you're awesome too, 10-finger woo too. The more stars you get, the more choice you get in the picture that we take. So if you do it for individual students, you can do the same thing. The top 5 winners in your class, or top 5 improvers in your class, get to take their picture and have their pictures on the wall forever. Whatever you do, you can customize it for you. But here's the big idea, and maybe I should have started with this big idea, that the point of all of this is a secret. Don't tell your students. The point of all this is not the stars. It's not the points. It's not the cards. It's not the colors. It's nothing else other than a game that students are playing with the only focus to be improvement. Your job as a teacher is to motivate your students to want to improve. So how do we get students to want to make improvements? How do we get them to want to do something as simple as capitalizing the first letter of their sentence, or working well with a teammate? How do we get them to do all of that? Well, Super Improver is the way. That's what we do. So thank you. 10-finger woos to all of you as well. Are the parent letters about Class Dojo and Super Improvers available in Spanish? I don't believe they are as of right now, but they could be really easily translated in Spanish. I know there's a lot of sites that can do that for you. Great question. Allison says, my kids are super excited to look down at the scrubs for the rest of their lives. I love that. And I love that the first level is named Scrubs. Getting them to work at their very best. Yes, Julie, that's our goal. And that should be our goal. You know, as teachers, I feel like my hands are very large. Our goal is huge. And it should be to get them to enjoy learning, to get them to want to come to our classes, to get them to want to make improvements. But even more important, if you want a kid to strive to make improvements, they first have to notice they are improving. I mean, I have 3 kids, and when they come home, I thank you, Katrina, for joining us. When they come home, I say, you know, what'd you do in school today? And they, nothing. How was school? Good. What'd you learn today? Nothing. I think half the battle is kids don't realize how much they're actually learning. So when we can get them to notice their improvements, when we can get them focused on reaching for those improvements, man, that is teaching heaven. And we just sit back in our chair and we enjoy the love of what our job should be. That's what our job should be. whether it's academic or behavioral. We have some students who their only improvements are simply behavioral, because I can't teach them anything until they are willing to take it in and listen. And so if we have some students that are our beloved rascals or our amazers, the first improvements we focus on is, behavioral. Then we can move to the academic. Question is, how often do you show the dojo point screen to kids? Karen, that is a question that is completely up to you. If you have the wall display, obviously it's up there all the time, but how often you use it and recognize it and award stars on it, that's completely up to you. We have teachers that like to do it in the moment, so they're doing it all day. We have teachers that like to award stars throughout the day and then apply them to the cards at the end. It's completely up to you. If it were me and I had a class of 30 that I was with all day, I would try to keep it up as much as possible, so it would be there when I needed it. And if I needed my smartboard, obviously for other things, I want to use my Elmo to project something, or we're doing a cool science experiment, or watching a video, or any of these other things, then I would have my phone and I would have it there so that I could still award those stars there, and I could show them. They hear the ding and I show them. But it should be visual, and it should be a big part of it too. Does the point system change for leveling up when using Class Dojo? The point system does not change. So if you go to WholeBrainTeaching.com, click on that WBT freebies, and then go to Class Dojo, you'll see the points are the same as they are for the regular Super Improver team. It's the same number of points. Coach says on average, start of the year, 1 star per kid per week. End of the year, maybe 5 per kid per week. So at the beginning of the year, we hold them back a little bit, get them, to want them, to work for them. And at the end, when they really need that motivation, we rain down the stars. This is a great use of the second screen on a Mac. Allison, that's totally true. Yes, great use of a second or an extended desktop if you have that ability on your screen as well. Well, if you stuck with me, I just want to say thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you giving up of your time. You guys that have stuck with me to the end, if you use Super Improver right now, please go back to your classrooms and award every single one of your students a Super Improver star from me as a way of saying thank you, because their teacher has made improvements too. Just joining webcasts and being part of the professional development community is so important for all of us. So award all of your students a Super Improver star on me. Karen wants to know any news about the national conference. Stephanie, you're the best. Executive board member Stephanie Meador. National conference and all conferences are posted at WholeBrainTeaching.com. So go to WholeBrainTeaching.com, scroll down a little bit. You will see all of our conferences are listed there. And we have several more that are almost ready to be posted. They're just not there yet. So keep an eye on. And anytime we post a new one, we'll make sure to post an announcement on Facebook and all the places. Andre, you're the best. You're incredible. Andre Des Hotel, executive board member from down in Louisiana. So thank you guys all for being here. I would love to see your city and your states and your grade levels. Just scroll right up that comment screen. Let's show everybody where we at, who we're from, where we're from, and God bless America. God bless the teachers. And thank you, Coach, for always supporting all of us as teachers and working to continue to create new things that help us enjoy our jobs every single day. So thank you, everybody.